The arrival of the Galactic Empire's flagship, the indomitable Superiority, in Earth's orbit was meant to be the most intimidating display of power the cosmos had ever witnessed. Its hull, spanning 17 kilometers of polished obsidian metal, blocked out the sun over North America for 6 minutes as it positioned itself above the United Nations headquarters in New York. Ambassador Zeke Scarthax, High Emissary of the 12,000 Worlds, stood 7 feet tall with iridescent scales and 6 appendages that served both as arms and deadly weapons. He had personally overseen the subjugation of 342 species across the galaxy. Not once, in his 2-century career, had he encountered resistance after the initial demonstration of force, which is why he found himself completely unprepared when the human delegation burst into laughter during his formal declaration of Earth's annexation. "Is this some form of death ritual?" he whispered to his neural assistant. "Have they gone mad with fear?" "Unknown," it replied. "Human behavioral patterns remain inconsistent with all known species responses." Dr. Sarah Chen, Earth's hastily appointed ambassador, wiped tears from her eyes as she tried to compose herself. The 42-year-old xenolinguist had spent her career studying theoretical alien communication patterns. Now, facing actual aliens, she found their dramatic posturing hilarious. "I'm sorry," she said, still fighting back giggles. "But did you just say you've come to graciously accept our surrender, and that we should be grateful you're only demanding 90% of our resources?" Zigzag's upper appendages twitched with confusion. "This is standard procedure. The Galactic Empire offers protection." "Protection from whom?" interrupted General Okonkwo, the military representative. "Yourselves? That's not negotiation. That's a protection racket. We've made movies about this. Bad ones." The alien delegation exchanged nervous glances. This was unprecedented. Sentient species were supposed to cower, not critique their intimidation tactics. Ambassador Zeke Stax attempted to regain control. "Perhaps you misunderstand. Our weaponry can reduce your cities to ash within moments." "Oh, we understand perfectly," Sarah replied, her humor fading into something sharper. "But here's what you don't understand about humans. We've been threatening to destroy ourselves for centuries. We've lived under the shadow of annihilation since we split the atom. Your threats? They're Tuesday for us." She stood up and projected an image behind her Earth's military arsenals, the thousands of nuclear warheads, the biological research facilities, the kinetic orbital platforms that the Empire had somehow missed in their surveillance. "We may not have your fancy ships, but we've gotten remarkably good at figuring out how to destroy things, including ourselves, if necessary." The human delegation began distributing tablets showing Earth's entertainment archives, centuries of films, books, and games centered around alien invasions, where humanity, against all odds, emerged victorious. "We've been rehearsing this moment in our imaginations since before we reached the moon," Sarah explained. "Every possible scenario for first contact, including hostile ones. You're following a script we wrote for you hundreds of years ago." Zixtac stared at the screens in disbelief as they displayed humans fighting alien invasions with everything from nuclear weapons to baseball bats, from computer viruses to the common cold. "But this is fiction," he protested. "Fiction that prepared us," General Okonkwo said. "While you were conquering compliant species, we were imagining how to defeat beings exactly like you." For the first time in his long career, Ambassador Zia Sachs felt fear. Not of human weapons, but of something far more dangerous: human imagination. These creatures had spent generations mentally rehearsing his defeat before he'd even arrived. "The Galactic Empire wishes to reconsider the terms of engagement," he said stiffly. Sarah smiled. "Wonderful. We suggest starting with mutual cultural exchange rather than demands. Perhaps you'd like to experience some human hospitality?" We make excellent coffee. 3 cycles later, the indomitable superiority departed Earth's orbit with substantially modified Imperial protocols and the galaxy's first Starbucks franchise aboard. The Empire had encountered something unprecedented, a species that had laughed in the face of conquest and offered trade deals instead. In his final report, Ambassador Zerskar Sachs wrote simply, "Beware the species that rehearses apocalypse for fun. They have nothing to fear but plenty to offer."